Hello you guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm so happy to finally be sitting down and filming this video. Today I'm going to go ahead and film my first trimester update. If you missed it, I did announce in our last video that I am pregnant with baby number 2. I am now 13 weeks pregnant, and in 1 week we'll be finding out the gender, but I am officially out of our first trimester, so I wanted to go ahead and kind of update you guys on everything that went down during that, because obviously we were not filming and you guys did not know we were pregnant. So I wasn't filming like regular monthly updates or anything when I had first found out, so I'm just gonna kind of go back and explain everything and talk about how that whole first trimester went. Before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead and head on over to our Instagrams. I will have them on the screen and as well as linked down below for you guys to kind of access a little easier. Make sure you guys go ahead and follow us over there if you want to see kind of like behind the scenes clips. We'll probably announce the gender over there before we put it out here on YouTube. As well as we plan to do a Q&A in maybe a week or two. So if you guys want to be involved in our Q&A, go ahead, follow us over there, and watch out in our stories for when we announce the Q&A and put up the little poll for you guys to ask us any questions, and we will pull them from it. Lastly, a quick little disclaimer: we live right near a military airport, and for some reason they are flying a bunch of planes this week, so there might be a lot of planes flying over. I'm going to try and pause and edit them out. But a lot of them are flying over, and I feel like if I do that, I'm going to be pausing like every minute. So just try to ignore them, as well as ignore Rowan. He is awake. For some reason, he won't go down for a nap. He's been up for like 4 or 5 hours now and won't go down. So he's just going to sit over there and play while I film. So if you did miss our pregnancy announcement, make sure you guys go ahead and watch that, because I kind of talk about my 4-week wait symptoms, you know, the 4 weeks before you officially find out you're pregnant. I talk about all of that there. I'm not going to go too into depth on that, you know, what kind of gave me the idea that I'm pregnant. So one of the very first symptoms that I had that I did not have much with Rowan was nausea. With Rowan, I had a little bit of it here and there, but not too much. With him, it was just kind of like in the evenings. It would kind of linger a little bit. Once I ate, I was okay, and I would go to sleep. I also, with him, would have like food aversions, so like certain foods would make me nauseous, but that's really it. This pregnancy, I feel like I am constantly nauseous. That has been since day one. For whatever reason, I've been super duper nauseated. I have thrown up a couple of times, but it's just like an all day thing. I get really bad motion sickness, so being in the car isn't great, and I'm still getting really bad food aversions this time, so lots of food just does not sound good to me right now. Anything like heavy, like fried chicken, like that does just not sound good to me whatsoever. So that was kind of one of the first big symptoms. Along with that has been cravings. With Rowan, I feel like I never really craved anything. I never really remember telling John like I really wanted something, but this pregnancy I definitely have been having cravings. There was one day where I really craved like pepperoncinis. If you don't know, like little green peppers that go on a salad. I craved those, and vanilla ice cream. And what else have I craved? There was one day where I was craving spaghetti for like a week. Another day I was craving like cookie dough ice cream for a week, and now cookie dough ice cream sounds disgusting to me, but I was craving that like crazy. I was craving just regular cookie dough like crazy, and last night I was actually craving Taco Bell, which John refused to get me. Rude, but it's fine. I didn't need it in my life. And today I've been craving like acai bowls all day long. So not some like crazy cravings in the sense of like weird combinations, but just really intensely wanting a certain food for a short period of time and then moving on to another type of food. With Rowan, I would say probably like my biggest symptom during that pregnancy was fatigue. For whatever reason, during my first trimester, I was exhausted. Like head to toe, my body was just so tired all the time. All I wanted to do was sleep and nap. Okay, sorry, I had to readjust Rowan, but yeah, so with Rowan, I was just constantly tired. This pregnancy, I kind of dodged that, or so I thought. I avoided it for a really long time, and then this past week, I have just been a little bit more tired than usual. It's only when I'm driving, oddly enough. Anytime I get behind the wheel, of course, the not so safe spot to be getting tired, I get exhausted. So that's kind of been a little rough, but it's only been then, like during the day, if I'm sitting here, like I haven't felt tired. So I don't know if I'm getting sick or if I am getting fatigue suddenly, but that would really suck because I had really bad fatigue with Rowan, and I don't want that to happen to me while I'm actually like, you know, with Rowan. It's not really great to be tired while you have a 9-month-old. It just doesn't work. So I'm really hoping that I will dodge that. In addition to that, I've also just been having some mild cramping in my abdomen and my back. Super duper normal, like first trimester thing to have is cramping, because if you think about it, your entire uterus is stretching out, and I actually think the cramping with this pregnancy, I'm so sorry, he's like right behind you guys screaming. I think the cramping with this pregnancy is actually a lot worse than it was with Rowan. With Rowan, I didn't really have much, maybe like once in my first trimester I had it, but this pregnancy, I definitely had it more, and I honestly think it's because I've been pregnant before. And I had a C-section. I just think, you know, I was pregnant not too long ago, had a C-section not too long ago. My body's kind of like, hey, why are we doing this again? So that's why I think I'm cramping a little bit more than normal. But yeah, other than that, everything has been going totally normal. Getting into weight gain and having a bump and everything, I feel like I noticed right away when I found out I was pregnant that I was super bloated. It's actually one of the first things that made me think maybe I'm pregnant. I just felt like I was super bloated from day one. Obviously, bloat in your first trimester is super normal. I feel like once I hit about 11 weeks, it started changing from bloat to an actual little bump. They do say you show earlier than you did with your first. And with Rowan, I remember being uncomfortable and kind of noticing a bit of something around 12 weeks, and then officially knowing I had a bump by like 15, 16 weeks. I feel like that's when I really was like, yeah, I have a bump. If I have pictures, I'll insert them somewhere. But I feel like that's with him when I started like definitely noticing something. So this pregnancy, obviously for me to notice around 11 weeks, and now I'm 13 weeks and John officially said something. He was like, do you have a bump? So now that, you know, that's not far off from where I was with Rowan, so sounds about right. Obviously it's not too much of a bump. If once I show you guys, you're gonna be like, not really much. Like if I was walking out in the street, somebody definitely wouldn't be like, hey, you're pregnant, but it's definitely enough where like we notice it and we notice like things are happening. So that's exciting. I'm really excited to have a nice little bump. When I was pregnant with Rowan, it was winter time and I was in New England, so obviously it was cold, so all I really wore was sweaters. But here I live in Hawaii, it's nice and summery, so I'll get to wear lots of cute little sundresses and stuff for my bump this time, which is really, really exciting. As for weight gain, I started this pregnancy at 128 pounds. I weighed myself like the day that I found out I was pregnant, and then back around 10-11 weeks I actually weighed myself again, and I was measuring around 124. So I actually had lost some weight, which I wasn't too surprised, and it's really not that uncommon because you have a lot of nausea in your first trimester and lots of food aversions. So lots of people just don't want to eat too much in their first trimester. It's super normal. They're not really supposed to gain anything in your first trimester anyways. I measured myself today and I was 126. So I've gone up a little bit, which is really good. I haven't kept losing weight, but starting weight was 128. So we'll see how long it takes for me to surpass that and where I end up in the end. With Rowan, I started at 130 and I ended, I think, at like 150, 155. So I gained like 25 to 30 pounds, which is about normal. But anyways, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. For the rest of my pregnancy, I think I'm gonna try and do updates about every 4 weeks, unless there's some dramatic update that you guys need to know right then and there. Then I will do an update that day. But I'm thinking like every 4 weeks, so the next update will be at 16 weeks. Okay, we have Rowan joining us now for the outro because he just had to get out of his pack and play and join me. He's probably starting to get fussy and ready for that nap. But we will be finding out the gender next week, so we'll probably have our gender reveal up either that week or the following one. I really want to film a gender guessing video based on like the old wives' tales before we put up our gender reveal, just because I think there's a few of them that are definitely true, and so I want to compare them to if it really is with this baby. They were right for Rowan, so I'm interested to see how that goes, and I will post that video probably within the next week. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We will see you guys next time. Make sure you follow our Instagram. Hit the subscribe button for future videos if you guys enjoyed this one. And like I said, we will see you guys next time.